That sure is an elegant costume.
Yes, I've had it for years.
Uh-huh.
You enjoy impersonating me? Oh,
He's really Santa, Marian.
He admitted.
Today we're watching a movie that has been voted by our patrons again, and this is a Christmas movie. I think
I have a
think
feeling
it
as
is
well.
a Christmas story.
Oh yeah. You guys voted this one is the Miracle of 34th Street. Miracle on 34th Street, released in 1947. Few years after the Second World War, and we should expect something like black and white.
Oh yeah.
But you know, it's kind of good movies in that time.
Yeah. There is another version of this, A Miracle on 34th Street, that was released in the 1990 something. 1994. So
yeah.
But this is the one you guys suggested.
This is the original.
And this is the guy you guys that you voted for. So let's just jump into the movie, guys. I hope you're excited to watch with us because we haven't watched this movie before.
Never.
Anything below the 40s. We haven't seen any movies because of you guys. We've seen a lot of movies already. Well, let's just jump into the movie. But if you're new to our channel and you haven't subscribed, please don't forget to subscribe and also tap the notification
Please
bell.
do. Let's just jump in.
The Santa's reindeers.
Think so.
you're making a mistake with a reindeer.
Go inside. Explain it.
You've got Cupid where Blitzen should be. And Dasher, Dasher should be on my right-hand side.
What? On my right-hand side?
Donna's antlers are but 4 points instead of 3. Still, I don't suppose anybody had noticed that except myself.
Is he Santa?
Not at all.
Get out of
Glad
here.
to have helped you. Bye.
The guy thinks he's crazy.
The soundtrack.
Where's your outfit, Mr. Santa?
I guess it is a Christmas movie.
The fake Santa!
I don't think Santa has a whip though.
You know. He
Right?
has a whip for the reindeers. Oh, he's a drunk Santa Claus.
You've been drinking.
Well, it's cold. A man's got to do something to keep warm.
The worst.
Your Santa Claus is intoxicated.
Oh no!
Oh boy.
You know it's not allowed.
It's cold. A man's got to do something to keep warm.
You got hot man, not warm.
Wake me up when the parade starts. Jingle bells, jingle.
You don't have a Santa anymore.
That's it. Game over. I guess this guy has to be the Santa.
Could you be Santa Claus? Have you had any experience?
Oh, a little. Oh, well, the children mustn't be disappointed. All right, I'll do it.
Oh,
Okay.
so he's not Santa Claus? Who
I
is
guess
he?
not.
Maybe he is, oi.
Maybe it's just playing along.
Is that him?
Yeah, it is.
Looks like they're having a little trouble with the baseball player.
He was a clown last year.
If it was these days, she will not be allowed to go to a neighbor, a man.
Hello, I'm Susan's mother.
Yes, I know. Won't you come in? Susie's told me quite a lot about you.
And I want to thank you for being so kind to Susan. Cleo tells me that you took them to the zoo yesterday.
I'm fond of Susie, very fond. But I also want to meet you.
Oh, interesting.
Tricky.
There goes Santa Claus. He's much better than last year's.
I see she doesn't believe in
Okay.
Santa Claus either.
I think we should be realistic and completely truthful with our children.
Okay.
Mother, I was thinking, we've got such a big turkey for dinner. Couldn't we invite Mr. Gailey?
Oh, don't even think about it. I'll have a sandwich or something.
You wish for it?
Please,
I don't want
Mother,
you to feel
please.
Well,
Did I
Man.
ask all right?
Uh-oh.
Did I ask alright?
Didn't I ask all right, Mr. Gailey?
That all depends.
So tricky.
dinner's at 3.
Thanks.
So tricky, the man. Look, the 34th Street.
Oh yeah, this is what it's all about.
Ah, Macy's, the 34th Street.
That sure is an elegant costume.
Yes, I've had it for years.
Uh-huh.
But even that one's better than the one I wear.
You enjoy impersonating me? Oh,
He's really Santa, Marian.
He admitted.
He's a real Santa Claus.
I guess so, yeah.
I want to find it just like the big ones, only smaller, has roses. Only do it in the backyard. I promise.
Oh.
Meh.
No.
Macy's ain't got any. Nobody's got any.
I can tell you're a good boy. You'll get your fire engine.
Oh, thank
Where do I know this woman
I don't
from?
know.
You can get those fire engines. At Schoenfeld's on Lexington Avenue.
Who knows?
Macy, sending people to the store.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
kidding me?
I don't think Macy will be happy about it.
And whether
Yeah,
Macy or
see?
somebody else sells the toy doesn't make any difference.
No? I
Yeah.
just don't get it.
He doesn't She doesn't understand it because he should be selling Macy's toys, right?
Yeah, I know.
He doesn't know what his
This
Santa
guy's
is
like,
saying.
he's selling my round toys.
But they're not quite good enough. You go to Gimbel's. They'll have exactly what you're looking for, I'm sure.
Whoa.
Gimbals.
Yeah.
He knows which is better.
I want to congratulate you and Macy's on this wonderful new stunt you're pulling. Putting the spirit of Christmas ahead of the commercial. It's wonderful. From now on, I'm going to be a regular Macy customer.
Oh.
See, it works. It works better because it really shows that you don't really care to rip them off.
This seems awfully silly, Mr. Gailey.
Ah, they went to Santa.
Yeah.
She doesn't believe in Santas, you know?
Well, young lady, what's your name?
Susan Walker, what's yours?
I'm Santa Claus. Oh, you don't believe that, do
Man, he knew it right away.
Children, behave. This way, please. Get back in the line.
Hello, she's not happy about it. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
Hello, Mother.
Hello, Susan. Hello, Mr. Gailey. I think you've taken up enough with this gentleman's time now. Come along.
He's a nice old man, Mother, and those whiskers are real.
Whiskers.
I tell her Santa Claus is a myth, and you bring her down here, and she sees hundreds of gullible children. This sets up a very harmful mental conflict within her.
Oh, she's going back to Santa.
I'm sorry she doesn't speak English. She's Dutch. She just came over. We've adopted her. I told her you wouldn't be able to speak to her, but when
If he speaks, it's game over.
Ik ben blij dat je gekomen bent.
Oh, u bent Sinterklaas.
Game over.
This is so sweet.
Met sabel grijpen.
Natuurlijk. Zeg maar wat je zou willen hebben.
What say you?
I'm trying to explain to you is, come in,
You said you wanted to see me, Mrs. Walker.
come right in.
Allah, he wants to prove to her daughter that he's not real.
Would you please tell her that you're not really Santa Claus?
I'm sorry to disagree with you, Mrs. Walker, but not only is there such a person, but here I am to prove it.
Oh man, game over.
I want you to tell her the truth.
Well,
What's
that's
your
the
name?
truth.
Chris Kringle.
See, Kris Kringle is another nickname for Santa, Marian.
May I have this gentleman's employment card, please?
Yes, Mrs. Walker.
Uh-huh.
North Pole. Little bird as old as my tongue, a little bit older than my teeth.
Next of kin.
Dasher. The freaking reindeer, Marian.
Game
He's
over.
next of kin.
Let's see what the mother will say.
The Santa Claus that we had 2 years ago is back in town.
What?
Yes.
Mr. Macy wants to see you immediately.
Oh no.
Uh-huh.
Maybe he's not happy.
Imagine Macy's Santa Claus sending customers to Gimbal. But gentlemen, you cannot argue with success. The store that places public service ahead of profits. And consequently will make more profits than ever before.
Yeah, yeah.
That is true.
But she wants to get rid of that Santa.
In your Christmas envelopes, you'll find a more practical expression of my gratitude.
Bonus.
Tell that Santa Claus I won't forget him either.
He cannot fire that Santa Claus.
You see, Mrs. Walker, this is quite
Okay.
an opportunity for me. For the past 50 years or so, I've been getting more and more worried about Christmas. If I can win you over, there's still hope.
Oh, yeah. Because they're not a believer, you know.
Did you report to Mr. Sawyer's office?
Sawyer?
Yes, he'll just give you a little examination.
Oh, I don't mind. I've taken dozens of them. Never failed one yet.
Miss Adams, would you get me the Brooks Memorial Home in Great Neck? I want to talk to the doctor in charge.
Uh-huh. Just trying to track his past or something.
How much 3 times 5?
Oh, you asked me that before. You'll find the answer right there at the bottom of the...
I'm conducting this examination.
You're rather nervous, aren't you, Mr. Sawyer? Do you get enough sleep?
How many fingers do you see?
3. Oh, you bite your nails, too.
Mrs. Walker, I'd like to talk to you right away about this Kringle fellow.
Hey, let's see, let's
Brooks
see.
home is here and would be a good time to settle the whole matter.
Allah. Oh, let's see what they're gonna say.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. He should be placed in a mental institution.
What?
People are only institutionalized to prevent them from harming themselves or other people. Now, Mr. Kringle is incapable of either.
His whole manner suggests aggressiveness.
What?
But you're becoming a little bit tense.
Mrs. Walker, naturally I can't discharge this man. That's up to you. Please realize the responsibility is completely yours.
Ma. Let the old man be an old man, oi?
Man.
Goodness.
What sort of games do you play with the other children in the apartment?
I don't play much with them. They play silly games.
Oh.
Like today, they were in the basement playing zoo and all of them were animals.
Man, the mother, man, doesn't let her imagine anything.
How would you like to be able to make snowballs in the summertime? Eh?
Oh, hello, she's curious.
She's all ears.
How would you like to be the Statue of Liberty in the morning and in the afternoon fly south with a flock of geese?
She wants it.
Of course, it takes practice. Now, the first thing...
Oh no, Santa, what are you doing?
Imagine if the mother comes now.
Don't forget to stretch yourself. Put your tongue up.
What's going on here?
Oh, we're just having our first lesson in pretending.
That doesn't sound like a monkey.
Mrs. Walker just happened to mention that they're looking for a room for you here in town.
He's gonna take him.
I was just thinking, I'm all alone in my apartment.
It's tricky, this guy. You know him. It's tricky.
You could ride to and from work every day with Mrs. Walker.
That's it. That woman will not be happy about it.
But there must be something for Christmas, something you haven't even told your mother about.
What is that?
Whoa.
Maybe she wants her daddy.
You mean a doll's house like this?
No, a real house. I want a backyard with a great big tree to put a swing on and...
I think he gets it more. He's not just testing him. It's like really a wish.
It's a tall order. But I'll do my best.
What? What are you gonna do, Santa? That's an expensive request.
Like living in Manhattan?
Well, that's all right. Of course, someday I'd like to get a place on Long Island.
It's tricky.
Just the kind of place you mean.
He's so tricky, the Santa. Look, they have a lot of different places, ba? See the advertising?
Yeah.
Shopping guide for the convenience of our customers. See? They make a book.
Just what you want. We don't carry that brand, but I think Gimbel's does.
Oh, see?
Every shopper in New York City suddenly thinks of Macy as a benevolent soul. And what does that make Gimbel? Nothing but a profiteering money grubber.
They're gonna do the same.
From now on, if we haven't got what the customer wants, send him back to Macy's.
Man.
Okay.
Remember I was telling you how I like to play Santa Claus over at the Y on Christmas? I was telling that to Mr. Sawyer, see, and, well, he says that's very bad.
Why?
He says that guys who dress up like Santa Claus do it because when they was young, they must have did something bad.
What else has he found wrong with you, Alfred?
Oh, just that I hate my father. I didn't know it, but he says I do.
What?
Excuse me, Alfred. A few things have just come into my head, and I'm going to say them.
Ma.
Oh boy.
Gonna talk to that psychologist?
He shouldn't be a psychologist, man.
What do you mean bursting into my office like this?
I have great respect for psychiatry and great contempt for meddling amateurs who go around practicing it. You stop analyzing Alfred, or I go straight to Mr. Macy and tell him what a malicious, contemptible fraud you are.
Get out before I'll be thrown out.
Freaking hell.
What?
That was like...
They will think it's as violence. No!
He's pretending that he's passed out.
Mr. Sawyer, are you all right?
Look at that bump. Mr. Sawyer, he's unconscious. Better get a wet towel.
But the moment I mentioned Santa Claus, the moment I attacked his delusion, he became violent.
No.
He's gonna feed on to this now.
And you better have the examination right away before he tells before Mr. Macy finds out.
Before he tells.
So he is a fraud.
He is, man.
This is going to hurt Chris very deeply, and I don't want to be the one to do it.
Okay. He grew fond with Mr. Oh yeah, with Mr. Kris Kringle?
Yeah.
That's his name?
You better get him out of the store on some other pretext. Then, once outside, I'll explain it to him.
They're taking him out of the job? Maybe this freaking psychiatrist has a guilt complex.
He has a reason. Common sense complex.
Oh no. Where's Bellevue?
I don't know.
Is that a mental institution?
Did she know about this?
No.
Yes. We all discussed it.
No! She didn't take part in it!
Yeah.
The second party shall, in consideration of the property hereby agreed to be conveyed by the first party to the second party.
Ah, him! He's a lawyer. This Gailey one.
Bellevue. But why, Doctor? What did he...
He's going to be with us for a few days, and he was wondering if you could bring over his personal thing.
Poor guy. Poor Santa.
Yeah.
Yes, in view of his examination, I'm afraid I shall have to recommend commitment.
What? Just because he is Santa?
Why'd you do it, Chris? You deliberately failed that examination, didn't you?
Because he was hurt. Because he think the girl's behind it.
I had a feeling Doris was beginning to believe in me. And now I find out she was only just humoring me all the time.
It's not true.
That was Sawyer's idea.
If you'd been dragged off here instead of me, she wouldn't have been sorry. She'd have been furious.
True, true.
Yeah.
It's not just Doris. There's Mr. Sawyer. And yet he's out there and I'm in here. He's called normal and I'm not.
Well, welcome to the
real world.
Yeah.
What happens to you matters to a lot of other people. People like Susie, who are just beginning to.
If we can't win, we can go down swinging. Let's get out of here.
So he really purposely failed the test?
Yeah.
Don't care if he failed 10 examinations. You had no right to do it. Get the case
Look
dropped
at that.
tomorrow, or you might have another lump to match the one that Chris gave you.
Mr. Macy's not happy about
yes.
it. Because freaking Santa's making them a lot of money.
And famous.
Chris Kringle.
And not a lying mentally ill person.
Take my word for it. Just routine commitment papers, cut and dried.
A lot of things that he says
Mr. Gailey to see
makes
you,
you
Your
think.
Honor. He represents Mr. Kringle.
He is a liar.
If Your Honor please, I request a formal hearing to which I may bring witnesses.
Witnesses?
Monday morning at 10 o'clock.
Poor Santa has a hearing.
Okay, what day is today?
Thank you.
That's Sawyer, huh?
His name is Gailey, Kringle's lawyer. Probably grabbed the case to get some cheap publicity.
Mr. Macy would rather drop the whole thing right now.
Well, it can't be done. It's too late now. Kringle has been examined by psychiatrists.
That's it. This is your fault, Mr. Sawyer.
We must avoid publicity.
He's afraid. He's afraid. Afraid for
Because
his
he will
life.
get fired because Mr. Macy's not happy.
Yeah.
Mr. Gailey, I represent Mr. Macy. My name's Sawyer.
Oh, so you're Sawyer.
Yeah.
The one he's talking about.
Very interesting. Publicity. You know, it's not a bad idea. Publicity's just the way to do it.
Your life is over, Mr. Sawyer.
He's just opened a door for him. You're done for. You cannot have no eyebrows.
Exactly, that was about to say.
Get off this case.
But why?
Because you're a regular Pontius Pilate the minute you start, that's why.
He was the judge. Or, I think so.
Let's see.
Good night, Terry. Good night, Alice. Now, straight to bed.
Now, how about a great big kiss for Grandpa?
They don't like him. They're upset. See? Because he's the judge, but he's the one that...
Fine way to treat my grandfather.
I don't blame them. Any man who puts Santa Claus on trial for lunacy.
See? Because he's the one who started the trial.
His own family, his own flesh and blood.
Turned against him.
What is your name?
Chris Kringle.
Where do you live?
That's what this hearing will decide.
You believe that you're Santa Claus?
Of course.
State rests, Your Honor.
That's it.
Maybe it's a point, but he's crazy like that.
Yeah.
I intend to prove that Mr. Kringle is Santa Claus.
My goodness! Whoa, look at the press now.
The press is here.
That's it. He is Santa Claus.
Let's see. This guy is leaving, I think.
Did I tell you? It was like that.
But you can't possibly prove that he's Santa Claus.
Why not? You saw Macy and Gimble shaking hands. That wasn't possible either, but it happened.
Oh, yeah, right?
Did this guy takes a leap of faith?
I think he does, Marianne.
If you recognize the gentleman seated there, will you tell us who he is?
Chris Kringle.
Mr. Macy, you are under oath. Do you really believe that this man is Santa Claus?
Kind of hard, man.
He's afraid.
He's afraid to lose what he gained so far.
Think about the children.
Yeah.
I do.
Okay. This guy is like, what is happening here?
You're fired.
That's it.
You don't have a job anymore.
Is there or is there not a Santa Claus?
Oh boy.
The court will take a short recess to consider the matter.
You go back and tell him that the New York State Supreme Court rules there's no Santa Claus. Kids read it and they don't hang up their stockings. The toy manufacturers are going to like that. So they have to lay off a lot of their employees. And they're going to adore you for it. And they're going to say it with votes.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're not gonna win in the next election.
You can count on getting just 2 votes, your own and that district attorney's out there.
Yeah.
See, do you want to keep your job?
Attorney's a Republican.
They will not vote for
Not
him
even
either.
that one. the fact is, like, they're trying to say it's him because of the profit they gain.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't really give him justice because he is.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Can he produce any evidence to support his views?
If Your Honor please, I can. Will
Okay.
Thomas Mara please take the stand?
The persecutor's kid.
Let's see.
Oh no, you're in deep trouble.
Your own child.
Betray you again.
Do you believe in Santa Claus, Tommy?
Sure I do.
What does he look like?
There he is, sitting there.
Why are you so sure there's a Santa Claus?
Because my daddy told me so.
This is so good.
My daddy wouldn't tell me anything that wasn't so. Would you, Dad?
Are you gonna lie to your kid?
Goodbye, Daddy. Don't forget a real official football helmet.
Don't worry, Tommy, you'll get it.
This kid is so fun.
I therefore request that Mr. Gailey now submit authoritative proof.
Oh, okay.
I ask for an adjournment until tomorrow.
The court stands adjourned till tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock. Well, I guess that's that.
There's a way, Alfred. There's got to be.
We need to have a little faith, lady.
You see, they're having, well, sort of a trial about him.
But I've got a feeling he is Santa Claus, Mother.
Some people don't believe that.
You're one of them.
I'm sure he misses you and...
Then I'm going to write him a letter right now and cheer him up.
She's not really protesting this anymore.
No, not really.
Because I think she's, before believing he's Santa, she really cares about him being, you know, honest person.
I believe in you too. Whoa, that's so nice.
Here's a kid writes, Chris Kringle, New York County Courthouse. Can you beat that? Well, how many Santa Claus letters we got down at the dead letter office?
I don't know. There must be about 50,000 of them.
Be kind of nice to get rid of them, wouldn't it, huh? Yeah, but...
You're gonna give all the letters to Santa.
Okay.
Nobody else worry about it, huh? Hey, jingle bells, jingle bells.
He's happy.
He received the letter.
Why he looks so kind of sad. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
It's all over, George. Look at him. He hasn't got a thing.
He said about the letters.
The defense has yet to offer one concrete piece of evidence to substantiate this preposterous claim.
Mr. Gailey, have you anything further to offer?
Man, this guy just wants to be done with it.
I'd like to submit the following facts and evidence. It concerns the Post Office Department. United States postal laws and regulations make it a criminal offense to willfully misdirect mail or intentionally deliver it to the wrong party. I have here 3 letters. They're addressed simply Santa Claus. Yet these letters have just now been delivered to Mr. Kringle by bona fide employees of the post office.
3 letters, Your Honor, are hardly positive proof.
Wait for it.
That means the post office is lying.
Yes, produce them, Mr. Gailey. Put them here on my desk.
There's a lot of letters, old man.
Are you sure about that?
There's more. 2.
4. Because they're dragging each person has 2. Man, look at that. Put it on his desk, he said. He's so happy.
A branch of the federal
yes.
government recognizes this man, Chris Kringle, to be the one and only Santa Claus.
He wasn't sent anywhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
Only here.
Since the United States government declares this man to be Santa Claus, case dismissed.
Game over.
Yay! Santa Claus won! Only because of the letters.
Would you like to come to dinner tonight?
Tonight? I can't. It's Christmas Eve.
He's busy on
He's
Christmas
busy.
Eve. This morning now?
Oh yes. Remember the girl's wish?
Yeah, the house.
Not the one Mr. Kringle was going to get for me.
What was that?
It doesn't matter.
But
you couldn't get it because you're not Santa Claus.
Oh.
I was wrong when I told you that, Susie. You must believe in Mr. Kringle and keep right on doing it. Faith is believing in things when common sense tells you not to.
That's what Gailey said to her.
Now, if you'll go this way, you'll miss a lot of traffic. I've written it all down. You see, you go along Maplewood.
It's happening. It's happening. Something is going on. I can feel it in my bones. Whoa, what is this place?
Yeah, I know.
This must be the turn here. That's right, Ashley.
Oh, they're following Santa's instruction.
Yep.
Look at that house.
Does this look like the same one?
It's for sale. See, Santa gave them an idea.
Calm right down. You know you shouldn't run around in other people's houses. You know better than that.
But this is my house, Mommy. And I kept believing, and you were right, Mommy. Mr. Kringle is Santa Claus.
Freaking hell.
You told her that?
Guilty. Oh, this guy's gonna buy this house.
Oh, yes.
They're gonna live there. What?
What is it?
His cane was here.
Oh, yes.
So he was
No,
here.
it can't be. It must have been left here by the people that moved out.
Maybe I didn't do such a wonderful thing after all.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Whoa.
I love this movie. It's so
Yes.
nice. Ah, the miracle in 34th Street. So it was a miracle. There was a lot of miracles happening.
Yeah.
I thought it's gonna be some magical, like somehow Santa will really prove them
It
once
was
and
magical.
for all. No, the once for all. The,
like,
the reindeer will come
gonna
with the
fly
flying,
and all that?
the sled, yeah, all of that. But he didn't.
But it was magical in more realistic way.
Yeah, it was like more like the realistic.
Because the faith, the leap of faith is basically how do you trust your own conscience? That you're thinking the right thing, right? Because if it's just you saying it's right, then a freaking, I don't know, a murderer, a serial killer, his conscience is telling him to kill. So for him, it's his, right mind in doing so. But because we are so freaking united, so many people in the same goal to think about the goodness, and we seek this, even though sometimes we rebel against it, then the common sense should be good. And that's what really is the Christmas.
I grew you see the girl, I mean the woman Doris, the way she raised her daughter, it was nothing wrong with it, right?
Yeah, I understand.
But it was like you at least let the kid grow up with some imagination to believe in something, because believing in something, it does wonders to a kid.
Maybe she wanted to protect her to not become like her.
Yeah, I think she had some in the childhood because of the disappointments in life, right?
Because she mentioned, like, if you believe in something that is not real, then
you will live in a fantasy.
Yes, and you will grow up to believe in there is a prince somewhere that's gonna save me.
Yeah.
And then you will
like she was talking about herself.
Yeah, and turn out to disappoint you later on.
Our daughter, our daughter is like 6 years old now.
Yeah.
In the past like few years, we told her that Santa doesn't exist, you know, but we never what do you call that, Maran? Like stop letting her to believe what she wants to believe, right? We still celebrate Christmas. We still buy stuff that look like Santas and tell her like, oh, you have to make a letter to Santa Claus. So although she knows, you see, she knows that Santa Clauses are parents. That's what she believes. But you can still see in a child's face when they wake up in the morning and you tell them, look what Santa bring for you. Because here in Europe, they celebrate Saint Nicholas.
Saint Nicholas,
right?
This
is like
Nikolai. Saint Nikolai.
It's like equivalent to Santa.
Yeah, like a more Eastern.
I think that's the beginning of Santa Maria.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's older than the Santa's tradition.
Yeah, it is. But because it's from Europe, of course, in America they changed and it
I
became
think
like a
originally it's from Russia.
Yeah, the Saint Nicholas.
It was a real person. This is not like a
Nicholas.
It wasn't an invented myth.
Oh yeah.
He was a real person who was very like giving.
Yeah.
He gave to many orphan kids a lot of things. I think he even had like a big house and sheltered them there. So he was very kind to so many kids.
Yes.
And since then, when he died, they really made like I think he's even a book wrote in his name, and it remained a legacy, like Saint Nicholas will
like,
come.
I think all of Europe celebrates Saint Nicholas on December 6th.
December 6th.
When I came here in Romania, I was quite culture shocked because I didn't even know about this Saint Nicholas.
Yeah.
But December 6th is the time Saint Nicholas will come and put sweets on your boots.
Yeah,
not
in your
on your
boots.
Stockings, on your boots.
It's not gonna be presents under a tree.
No,
in your boots.
I think that was an American tradition, the presents under the tree.
You have to clean your boots.
Because if you're not,
if
Santa
you
will
don't
put
clean
sticks.
your boots, you're not gonna receive
He will put you
things.
sticks instead.
But if you're a naughty kid, you're gonna put a stick instead.
Yeah,
so your parents can use it against your butt.
Yeah, so this year, although Natasha knows that, like, the Santa Claus is the parents giving the gift to the children, but when we tell her that, look what Santa's gave
like the idea,
the happiness
you have
is
to have
there.
a tradition, man. Like, you cannot really. This is my understanding. Like, if you really want to live without anything, no bound to any tradition, no nothing at all. Basically, what you're saying is you're an entity that lives not isolated, but like broken apart from the humanity, from the society, from the timeline. I can go as far as a freaking Loki series, right? Like, you're breaking the timeline because you don't want to be part of anything. So by doing that, if you are, let's say, a female or a male, right, and you want to get married and you want to have kids, then you will drag them along with you in the same pattern. And I think it's like, I don't know, maybe we're like so primitive and we think we're so advanced because we need things to really impress our eyes. Like, look how you put on the tree, on the Christmas tree. You put, like, red color, blue color, lights, globes, and all that. Like other traditions as well. You do this. You do certain like in America on 4th of July, right?
What about it?
Like, you do specific meals, right?
I don't know.
Or a Thanksgiving. There's a turkey, right? There is a turkey. Why there is no duck? I mean, some people will eat duck, but there is like this. You gotta have a turkey, right? Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, people wants to be part of something.
But for Christmas, say like for the in this case Santa. The word Santa is a myth, but I think we all know as an adult, right? Like, it came from Saint Nicholas. And it just became Santa in America.
Probably there is more to it.
No, I don't. I do believe it. Because
that's why,
who does came and put sweets in the boots? It's Saint Nicholas. That's what the old tradition
is mainly as well here in Europe, in eastern part of Europe, in Russia as well. Mainly is Orthodox religion, right? And the Orthodox religion has all these saint names. Right, like for me, for example, like I'm Marian, right? I should have like 2 saint days, but I'm not really into that because I don't want to go as an extremist religious. But there is like a Saint John after the New Year, I think. This is 6th of December, is the Saint Nicholas. Everybody who is Nicholas name, they should be like, oh, it's my day name. And I don't blame them. Like, like I said, tradition.
Yeah, but it's so nice to have some tradition, and although the kid doesn't believe in Santa, they don't have to believe in it, but to have that because I really felt this Saint Nicholas when I told Natasha what we have. That's what Mush Nikolai or Saint Nicholas left for her. Like, her eyes brighten up, and at some point I feel like she believed in it.
That's why you have to like live for.
Like, for a moment that I knew she believed that it is real. Like, she never asked me, "That's what you gave me," but I knew it in her eyes that she believed in it for a little while. Only that day she believed it, because after that she knows it's the parents who give her gifts, you know. And it's just amazing when I see this movie because they trying to test Santa Claus. Freaking
to really like,
to prove himself.
And we were expecting somehow, because the newest movies, there always has to be some CGI gonna impress you somewhere. But that is like, I think when they really bring like unrealistic CGI effects, because I don't know, like, magic and witchcraft, I don't want to go into that, is way different than what you think about the magic and all that. I know
they just made this movie
simpler,
and I enjoyed it. I know I was expecting a little bit like Santa will tell them, "Oh, don't worry, I will bring my reindeers. I will," because the reindeers is his next of kin.
I know.
All right. But they made it like, because the judge only wanted him like a big authority to claim. To admit that he is Santa.
First miracle that he did here in this movie was when he, like, willingly and kindly, suggested the different stores. Like, okay, we don't have this here, and even if they do, he suggested something like another store because they have better skates. And when
Santa is very good.
took that because it's like a very kind act, right? And they thought it's their policy, Macy's policy, but it wasn't. It took them by surprise, and they made a famous man, and that's right there. That's
I've noticed everything about in this movie, like everything that happened. Although we see it in adults' eyes that they're doing it for profit, but all of this work together for this Santa to be Santa, right? Like for example, the judge, for example, that guy was telling him like, if you say that Santa doesn't exist, you will not be elected. All the shoemaker, the candy maker, the toy makers, they will be upset with you because to tell them that Santa doesn't exist. So in some ways, it worked for Santa.
I know
what happened.
You can look like any other person that lived in the past, and they did a very let's say like the Good Samaritan act when they were like good people who really sacrifice for the good of humankind, and we are like really remembering them for being good. And because sometimes when we see these days that there's really less hope in humanity, like more, I don't know, it's like when you see something good you get like because
it's awkward now being good.
Yeah, like you want to be like, oh, look at that, there is still hope.
Yeah, well, this is different. Christmas is so different. I love the essence of Christmas.
Exactly, and science as well is very amazed that even animals has traditions. Like for example, a peacock, right? The way he's gifted, right, with his feathers, the way he's mating, right? Why is he not just chasing his woman and whatever? Because there is like
what?
They're doing this like a ritual, like even I don't know, dancing and all that. Like everybody needs something to please the eyes, man. You know what I'm saying?
Just from this movie, I just believe that you just need a little bit of faith.
Thank you guys for voting this one, and I don't know, we have to check who is next after this because we're gonna do it right away.
So thank you guys if you're watching this. We want to wish you a Merry Christmas, and I hope if you don't celebrate Christmas, if you have a different tradition, we wish you a
peaceful December.
Yeah, a happy holidays. Yes, because I know a lot of you will have breaks and to enjoy it with your family. I think the most important is to be with your loved ones, and I hope you get to have that this holidays. So thank you for watching with us this movie, The Miracle on 34th Street. If you enjoy this one, you can join us on Patreon. That way you can watch the whole version of the movie. And there's a lot of movies there that we haven't uploaded to our YouTube channel, and that way you can also support us.
Please do. Till next time. Bye-bye.